I have some details on Sleepy Joe's address to Congress if you're interested. But the crackdown on President Trump's supporters continues despite all these calls for unity. Give me a break. This is the end of Hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Thursday, April 29th, the year of our Lord 2021, Anno Domini, AD. Stay tuned for Hour 3. Jesse Lee will be right back. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Biden's address, the far-left female-run outlet The Skim reports, today marks 100 days since Sleazy Joe took so-called office. Quote, "It's about time," said President Joe Biden fake president, on having two females stand behind him during his first address to Congress. What a simp kiss-up. And that would be fake Vice President cackling Kamala Harris and nervous Nancy Pelosi, the phony Speaker of the House, sitting behind him. Sleepy President Biden spoke yesterday evening, followed by that unentertaining black rhino, Tim Scott, the only unentertaining black that I know of, the phony politician from South Carolina. Biden bragged about 220 million vaccinations that have been carried out in his first so-called 100 days, saying everyone 16 and up are eligible for vaccines. More than half of U.S. adults supposedly have had at least one shot. He pushed a communist $2 trillion fake American jobs plan and tackling imaginary climate change, pushing that fake equal pay thing for women, $15 an hour minimum wage, which is going to be evil. This evil man wants $1.8 trillion American families plan, as if he cares about families, right? Universal preschool, no thanks. Tuition-free community college, paid family and medical leave, subsidizing historically black colleges, HBCUs, right? This unintelligent Biden, he called China's President Xi an autocrat. Ooh, and pretends he'll bring back manufacturing jobs like President Trump did. He falsely accused Russia of election interference, which is what he's guilty of. And he pretended to be tough with Iran and North Korea. Biden pretends not to want a forever war in Afghanistan, but he doesn't care about dead troops. Far more, this is a side note, far more American soldiers died under Obama-Biden than even under Bush in the Afghanistan War, thanks in part to phony rules of engagement. Like 5 times as many, just FYI. Sleazy Joe thanked Congress for taking action to protect Asian Americans and really non-Americans and Pacific Islanders from so-called hate crimes, which are just a fake political weapon against white people, as you know. He wants the Equality Act to protect LGBTQIA Americans and illegals, and wants Congress to pass the George Floyd police reform bill by next month. Sleazy Biden wants background checks if you're going to buy a gun. That way they can spy on you, America. An assault weapons ban, so-called assault weapons ban. An end to ghost guns. Those are such as untraceable 3D printed guns. And to get guns out of the hands of abusers. All men are abusers, right? So they want to disarm the men, right? He says that it's time for Congress to act. Raising taxes on the wealthiest Americans. Time for corporations in America's 1% to pay their fair share. Increase capital gains rate on those making over $1 million. And he pretends taxes won't increase for those making under $400,000. All lies. Tim Scott, sleazy Senator Tim Scott, the rhino from South Carolina, black, Senate's only black fake Republican, delivered the lame GOP rebuttal to Biden. He said our nation is starving for more than empty platitudes. Back at you, man. And he criticized the Biden administration for public school closures and job-killing tax hikes. He discussed his personal experience with fake racism, and he blamed the administration of Biden, Kamala Harris too, for partisanship and division. Speaking of division, a popular young Christian American says that he is on Biden's DHS's TSA no-fly list. Wow. You heard about that probably. And federal agents searched Rudy Giuliani's apartment. He's Trump's lawyer, Trump's right-hand man, if you will, maybe. Seized his electronics, according to a lawyer, there for 2 hours. Might be over the Ukrainians' arrest. Who's going to search the FBI and the feds? They're evil too. I'm James Hake, now on to Jesse Hour 2.